Why is repopulation vital to the future of our region and economic prosperity? What do the demographics show?
So post-COVID, we have seen a record number of leads for economic development projects. We see significant job growth coming to this community, and we see it from very large companies. So if we think about the announcement we made in December that Kimberly-Clark is coming here for a manufacturing operation. Kimberly-Clark is a Fortune 100 company. They provide great pay, great benefits, great working conditions. Foxconn has put a stake in the ground here, and we anticipate significant growth from Foxconn. Foxconn is a Fortune 3 company, third largest employer in the world, 1.2 million employees. They provide great pay and benefits for their employees. Those companies are going to get their workers. They have the wherewithal to do whatever it takes to get their workers. If we don't grow the population to provide those workers, they're coming from our existing small family-owned mom-and-pop operations that will simply close. There's no way they could survive. There's no way they can compete. So we've taken up, in order to protect our members, we've taken up this as the number one priority for this community from an economic development standpoint. Having these large companies like Kimberly-Clark and Foxconn come here could actually hurt our economy if it forces other companies that are the lifeblood of our community, the owners are in the community, to suffer.
Let's talk to Jim now.
Sure. Just to build on what Guy referenced, we've had 5 decades of population loss. If you just look at the city of Youngstown, was a city of 160,000 people. It's down to 60,000. So this shows you we already have a shortage of people in the area. Now you turn around and bring additional businesses and commitments to the area, investment to the area, we'd have that worker shortage. I think when you also look at the median age of the worker, when they talk about locally, we're at 43.7 years old when the average is 39% or 39 years old. So we have an older workforce. Older workforces are retiring. We don't have that younger workforce. It really just magnifies the need to keep younger people in our area or bring younger people back to our area. And I think when we talk a lot about the 3 R's of repopulation, I think a lot of the focus goes to refugees and bringing immigrants here, which is certainly an effort we have to take on. But retaining our young people and returning our young people to the area is vital also. And probably the quicker fix when you talk about the efforts we're going to talk about deeper into this conversation about immigration and refugees, the quicker fix is certainly to focus on the younger workers and keeping those people here and bringing those people back here.
I'm going to call on Jake.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you look at the population, that's a leading factor in the economic health of a region. A healthy, growing population stimulates economic opportunities, higher income, availability to economic resources, recreation, innovation. A great example is Austin, Texas. So they're growing at a rate of around 50,000 people per year inflowing into their city. And it's all under the guise of Keep Austin Weird, this culture base that they have there. And they're getting men and women of all ages. In contrast, Mercer County has lost about 30,000 people over the last 40 years. And this has led to some significant shortages in our workforce. The capabilities of our manufacturing and healthcare industries have declined. Another con, is our overall tax base and representation at the state and federal legislature. It's increasingly important that we keep young people here and we retain the young adults attending our local education systems. The average age in Mercer County is around 45 years old. With that, in the next 10 to 15 years, some of those core individuals, those core leaders, the champions of industry that these businesses have been relying on, they're going to retire. And we don't have skilled or experienced young men and women to step into those roles when they leave. This is a problem that's increasing, it's growing, and we really have to find a solution to attract and retain these young men and women.
I'm calling on people for a purpose. First, I want to set up the problem, and then we're going to talk to some of the agencies that are working on it. But let's go to Julie.
From the manufacturing perspective, I mean, we are sensitive and interested in all three R's, but as Jake has initiated the conversation, we're very focused on retaining youth and keeping them in our community. And, very specifically in terms of manufacturing, how do we make those types of careers appealing to young individuals? And then beyond that, how do we create a community that's attractive for young individuals? I was talking to my son last night because I was telling him about this event this morning, and he's 20 years old and he's away at college, as are most of his friends. And he said that most of them, that they love the community, they want to come back here at some point, but they feel like that they grew up here, they've experienced everything, they want to spend time away, and then when it's time for them to raise a family, they want to come back to the community at that point. Now, time and conditions and other circumstances may intercede, but they do feel that sense of they want to come back to the community, but after they've gone someplace else where they've had new experiences and new opportunities. So how do we create a culture and a community that provides those ongoing opportunities and interests for our young adults? And specific to manufacturing, which is a whole nother issue, how do we attract young individuals into those manufacturing jobs? As Guy mentioned with Kimberly-Clark and Foxconn and Altium, those are very large companies that have the wherewithal to attract employees, but even they will face some challenges because oftentimes manufacturing is not seen as the desirable position. Many individuals don't even know what manufacturing is. They think things just come on an Amazon truck. They don't understand how things are actually made, and that's a significant challenge as well. And hopefully part of the solutions we can talk about here today.